Well, Logan, you open a six-game Eastern Canadian road trip with a contest in Toronto on Wednesday, a school day game, and how did you see it in the end?
I don't think it's the way we wanted to start this road trip, but again, it's in the past now. I think we have a important 5 games coming up here, and I think the big thing we can build off of is just our little mistakes. And we had little defensive mistakes, and that's what caused them to score the goals or allowed them to score the goals. So I think if we just tighten up a little bit defensively, I think we're going to be all right.
You know, one of the things that some of the players have talked about is being able to take that energy and that focus from the home games on the road. You've been around the pro game for a while now. What makes it so different playing away from home?
I just think we have to keep it simple. I mean, there's no one to impress on the road for us. We just got to play our game. We don't have to worry about, the crowd or, trying to do little things to impress, fans or anything. It's just trying to keep it simple, play an easy game. And I think, we got away from that a little bit last game in the first period especially. But I think it's just, like I said, just tighten it up a little bit defensively and, not worry about the opponent as much as we did, kind of worry more about ourselves. I think it's going to be okay.
One of the things to deal with in any level, but maybe especially in the American Hockey League, you get that mix of injuries and call-ups, and it can change the lineup quite dramatically. So you've had some change, particularly on the blue line of late. Can you let that enter the room at all, or is that kind of stuff always say on the outside and just focus with the group you have?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, everyone so far this year that's been stepping in and filling in different roles has been doing a fantastic job. I think it's that's the way it's going to be. We're a tight-knit group right now, and even the guys that get called up, they're in and out of the lineup. They're all really close, and I think a big part of that is just making them feel welcome and and it's trust. The coach trusts them. Obviously, that's why they're getting put into the lineup. So I think they're doing a great job, and I think just right now it's important that everyone continues to do just do their own job.
Power plays can be finicky. You can have a role where you score in 5 or 6 straight games, and you're not sure why it's working, and then it goes quiet, and you think you're doing pretty well. Where do you see the power play at right now?
Right now, we're working on it. I think, like you said, it can get hot and cold, but I think in order to win, you have to start scoring goals in the power play. Special teams in general is one of the biggest factors in winning and losing. I think for us to pull through, it's just about again keeping it simple. Knowing our roles on the power play, and we just got to start shooting the puck more, getting more pucks to the net.
Your production continues to be impressive, and I'm wondering about your career because it seems like you just keep building one block on top of another. Your first year was split between the ECHL and the American League, then you had a full year in the American League. Beyond that, you get NHL time. Do you feel like the growth is nice and steady? You excited about that prospect of your game?
Yeah, absolutely. I think a big part of it is just not getting down on myself and, just trying to stick with it. You are going to have up and downs. You're going to have, good years and bad years, but I think, it's just trusting the process. I mean, everyone wants to play in the NHL, but there's different ways to get there and different ways to get back there. So I think it's just enjoy this process, keep getting better each and every day, and just you play hockey for a living, so it's just make the best of it.
Well, on the subject of playing in the NHL, not too far from here, you played in the National Hockey League with one of the most storied franchises in the entire world of hockey. What were your memories? What lasts with you from the time playing with the Montreal Canadiens?
I think so I grew up a Leafs fan, so It was unbelievable, my whole experience in Montreal. I mean, we didn't have as much success as we wanted, obviously, but it was the experience itself was was amazing. Playing in the Bell Center, each and every night is it's something else. You get shivers every time you go on the ice, for warm up, and just when they're doing the starting lineup, it's pretty amazing atmosphere in that arena. But I think that sticks out is, to me, I had a Super Bowl weekend. It was my first weekend playing against the Ducks after I left them. That was my first goal as a Hab, but I had all my family and friends. There's about 30 of them up there, and again, they're all Leafs fans. But my father wouldn't touch a Habs jersey, but I made a bet with a family friend, and he had to throw on the Habs jersey after I scored that goal.
Well, that's pretty persuasive when you can force a fan to change allegiances. But your experience in Quebec is not limited to the NHL. You played in the Quebec Major Junior League and actually played for the Quebec Rempart, one of the best-known junior teams in the province. What was that like?
Again, that was awesome. I played my first 3 years in the Quebec League back home in Cape Breton, which was great. Obviously, I graduated with all my my high school friends, but I think it was a good time for me to have a change, and I moved. I got traded to Quebec when I was 19, which was good timing. I was old enough to be comfortable away from home, and I moved into a billet house with it was a great family. They were French and English, more so French, but they were the nicest people. They brought me up for those 2 years, like I was their own, and it was a fantastic experience. Quebec City is obviously a lot more French than Montreal. There's not as much bilingual, but it was awesome. Being able to be a part of the Ramparts. We had 2 good teams both years. I got to play under Patrick Roy, which is also an amazing experience. He was he taught me a lot. It was a year and a half actually. And he taught me a lot. Just trying to get ready for pro. And he's actually one of the main reasons that I'm a centerman right now. I was always a winger, and he's the one that told me that if you want to play, be a good pro player, you have to round out your game. So I played center for him for the most part of the year and a half. So I mean, it was so far, my whole career I've had some great experiences.